This is OBN, Voice of the People. I'm Thomas Kamulatu with the news. The black box voice recorder from Ethiopian Airlines flight ET302, which crashed yesterday, has been recovered. All 157 people on board died when B737/800 MAX with registration number ET/AVJ on regular scheduled flight from Finfinne to Nairobi, Kenya, crashed around Bishoftu, 47 kilometers away from the capital Finfinne on Sunday. According to BBC report, US plane maker Boeing is facing question after an Ethiopian Airlines 737 crashed on Sunday. It was the second crash in 5 months involving a 737 MAX 8, and comparison are being drawn with a Lion Air accident in Indonesia and last October. The House of People's Representatives declared Monday, March 11, 2019, a day of national mourning following the tragic crash of flight ET302 yesterday. A total of 157 people on board were killed when Ethiopian Airlines Boeing 737 on regular scheduled flight to Nairobi, Kenya, crashed around Bishoftu, 47 kilometers away from the capital Finfinne on Sunday. The aircraft B737/800 MAX with registration number ET-AVJ2 took off at 8:38 local time from Finfinne Bole International Airport and lost contact at 8:44 a.m. B737/800 MAX aircraft is new to the sky and being launched in 2016. Ethiopia received the aircraft in November last year. 4 months ago, another brand new 737/800 MAX Lion Air had crashed in Indonesia. Leaders and people around the world are mourning the loss of their loved ones after an Ethiopian Airlines passenger jet on Sunday crashed en route to Nairobi from Finfinne City, killing all 157 people on board. It was not immediately clear what caused the crash of the recently acquired Boeing 737 MAX 8 model, which was involved in another aviation disaster in Indonesia last year. Fikar Brown reports.
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari had sent his condolences to the victims' families and praised Ethiopian Airlines as one of the world's most successful and efficient airlines. I'm profoundly saddened by the news of the crash involving Fly Ethiopian, one of the world's most successful and efficient airlines. On behalf of the government and the people of Nigeria, I extend sincere condolences to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia and to all the countries that lost citizens. David Beasley, Executive Director of the World Food Program, told us that staff members were on the board of the Ethiopian Airlines flight. We will do all that is humanly possible to help the families at this painful time. The Kenyan Foreign Minister has been tweeting about what the government is doing to assist victims' families. Our mission in Addis is working closely with the government of Ethiopia to retrieve their bodies and assist family members that may be in Ethiopia. Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni tweeted his heartfelt prayers and condolences to all affected in the crash. I have with sadness received news about the crash of the Ethiopian Airlines flight which was destined for Nairobi from Addis Ababa. On Uganda's behalf, I send heartfelt prayers and condolences to all those affected by this tragedy. President of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, said, "Our thoughts and strengths go out to our African brothers and sisters I send my condolences and prayers to all the families of those who lost their lives on the Ethiopian Airlines flight to Nairobi. Our thoughts and strength then go out to African brothers and sisters and all those affected by this terrible tragedy. Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta offered prayers to the family members and loved ones of those on the flight. We are saddened by the news of an Ethiopian Airlines passenger aircraft that is reported to have crashed 6 minutes after takeoff en route to Kenya. My prayers go to all the families and associates of those on board. Nairobi is organizing a UN environmental conference on Monday, and Antonio Guterres, the world's police chief, confirmed in a statement that among the victims were UN staff. Guterres said he was deeply saddened by the crash and sent his sympathies to the families of the victims. In Canada, the country with the second highest number of victims, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also took the Twitter to express his grief, including for the 18 Canadians who perished. Our thoughts are with all the victims on flight ET-302, including the Canadians who were on board and everyone who lost friends, family, and loved ones. In total, 8 Italians were killed. 3 belonged to Bergamo-based humanitarian group African Terry Miller, and 1 was the Sicily regional assessor to the culture ministry officials said. France's government said 8 of its citizens were among those killed and announced the opening of a crisis center for their families. The Paris prosecutor's office said it had launched an investigation into crash without elaborating. It is a standard procedure when French citizens are killed abroad. UK Prime Minister Theresa May expressed sadness at the devastating news. 7 British citizens were among the victims. I was deeply saddened to hear of the devastating loss of life following the plane crash in Ethiopia. At this very difficult time, my thoughts are with the families and friends of the British citizens on board and all those affected by this tragic incident. Germany's Foreign Minister Heiko Maas released a statement paying tribute to the victims of the crash, including his 5 compatriots among them. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has also expressed his heartfelt condolences to the victims.
We awoke to the news of the plane that crashed in Ethiopia, where we hear 150 people were killed in a plane crash out of Addis Ababa on Ethiopian Airlines. And as South Africans and the government of South Africa, we pass our condolences. A plane crash that kills so many people is always a very, very harrowing experience that is very, very terrifying to the families. So we pass our condolences also to the families as to the government of Ethiopia.
Local eyewitnesses shared what happened when the Ethiopian airplane was crashed, killing all on the board. We have compiled their views.
When I heard
the sound, it was not normal. Then it shook in the air and automatically came down and crashed. We asked each other why it was flying like that. As it touched the ground, there were great sound. Then it blew up. I heard its sound from a distance. When I came out and saw it, it was flying within short distance from the ground, then immediately crashed around here.
أنا قد مشوكنا كيسين جرا موسات إني بلدي كفوني يشودا سميرة أنا قد بوير في يوكا مرسارفو سمين كنا نفي مرفتي راتي بكينا تكون فين.
I was here when the plane crashed. It came upside down and nose dived to the ground. There was nothing except explosion in the body of the plane. A Greek man saved from Ethiopian Airlines crashed by being late. Antonis Marpoulos said on Sunday he would have been the 150th passenger on the Nairobi-bound Ethiopian Airlines Boeing plane that crashed, killing all on board, except he arrived 2 minutes late for flight. Here is Volkandu for the story.
We're getting our first reporting from the scene of an Ethiopian Airlines that crashed, killing all 157 people on board right now.
following the tragic accident of ET302/10 March B737-8 MAX. Ethiopian Airlines has decided to ground all B737-8 MAX fleet effective yesterday, March 10, 2019, until further notice. The Chinese government has also grounded all Boeing 737 MAX 8 jets after the Ethiopian Airlines plane has the same model crashed shortly after the takeoff, killing everyone on board. The strict order by China's aviation authorities comes as the human toll of the crash is still being counted in Ethiopia, which claimed the lives of 157 people from 35 different countries, including Kenya, Canada, China, and the United States. Investigations into the crash are still continuing as Kenya and Ethiopia announced they had set up a joint disaster response team to look into the incident. The Civil Aviation Administration of China said in a statement on Monday morning that all domestic Boeing 737 MAX 8 jets must be out of the air by 6 p.m. local time due to its principle of zero tolerance for safety hazards. The move was followed by an announcement from Ethiopian Airlines that the company had already grounded its small fleet of Boeing 737 MAX 8 jets as an extra safety precaution while investigations into the crash continue. The Ethiopian Airlines incident was the second time in less than 6 months that the new Boeing aircraft crashed just minutes into flight. A Lion Air Boeing 737 MAX 8 flight went down over the Java Sea in late October, killing all 189 people on board. Given in both air crashes, the aircrafts were newly delivered Boeing 737 MAX 8 and both accidents occurred during the takeoff. They share certain similarities, the administration said in a statement. China has one of the world's largest fleets of Boeing 737 MAX 8, operating 97 of the planes, according to the Chinese state-run media. The Chinese authorities said it would contact Boeing and the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration to confirm flight safety issues before allowing the planes to fly again. The Ethiopian Airlines and Lion Air crashes are both still under investigation, and there is no evidence of direct link between the cause of the two incidents. Mary Chavo, a CNN aviation analyst and the former Inspector General of the U.S. Transportation Department, called the two incidents highly suspicious. Here we have a brand new aircraft that's gone down twice in a year. That brings alarm bells in the aviation industry because it just doesn't happen, she said. State-owned Ethiopian Airlines is one of the Africa's leading aviation groups and the continent's largest carrier by number of passengers. In a statement Sunday, Boeing said it was deeply saddened to hear about the loss of life in Ethiopian Airlines plane crash. A Boeing technical team will be traveling to the crash site to provide technical assistance under the direction of Ethiopian Accident Investigation Bureau and U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, the statement said. Tolga Gebramariam, Ethiopian Airlines CEO, said at a press conference Sunday that the pilot had reported technical difficulties and had been given clearance to return to the Ethiopian capital. Gebramariam said a routine maintenance check hadn't revealed anything before takeoff. The pilot was a senior Ethiopian Airlines employee who had flown more than 8,000 hours and had an excellent flying record. He added, the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board said on Sunday it would be sending a team of 4 to assist in the investigation into the crash. CNN aviation expert Richard Quest said, while a final determination on the cause of the crash might be years away, information from the flight recorders should be retrieved within a matter of weeks. The United Nations has announced 19 of their staff members were among the dead, including employees of the World Food Programme, the Office of the High Commissioner on Refugees, and the Food and Agriculture Organization. Not all victims have yet been named, but some details have been released. In a statement, the airline said it would conduct a forensic investigation in conjunction with officials from Boeing, the Ethiopian Civil Aviation Authority, the Ethiopian Transport Authority, and other international bodies. The Ethiopian government expressed its deepest condolences to the families in a statement from the office of the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed. Ethiopia has also declared Monday, March 11, 2019, a day of national mourning following the tragic accident.
Following the tragic accident of ET302/10 March B737/8 MAX, AVJ Ethiopian Airlines has decided to ground B737/8 MAX fleet effective yesterday, March 10, 2019, until further notice. Although we do not yet know the cause, the of the accident, we had to decide to ground the particular fleet as extra safety precaution. The airline said in a statement it's sent to FBC today. All 157 people on board were killed when B737-800 MAX with registration number ET-AVJ on regular scheduled flight to Nairobi, Kenya, crashed around Bishoftu for 7 kilometers away from the capital, Finfinne, on Sunday. Chinese Civil Aviation Regulator also ordered all domestic airlines to suspend the operation of their Boeing 737-800 MAX aircraft by 6 p.m. on Monday. 4 months ago, another brand new 737-800 MAX Line Air had crashed in Indonesia. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.